Okay. Is it possible to join the European Union without commitment to adopt the euro in the future? Is it so Iceland wish to negotiate that also? Is it one of the sort of Icelandic positions?
No, part of the mandate we have from Parliament, which was adopted in July 2009 when we applied for membership, was to seek membership of the ERM2 and then adopt the euro as soon as conditions allow. So it's indeed part of the strategy to join the ERM2 after joining the EU and then adopt the euro when conditions would be right to do that. So we are not seeking a derogation from that, and it is implicit in membership that a new member is obliged to pursue the euro, to seek membership of the EMU. It's only the UK and Denmark that have a formal derogation from this obligation.
What is the public opinion in terms of opinion polls now in Iceland towards joining the European Union or against?
There is a majority, according to public polls, against membership for the time being. And again, I think the public opinion is influenced quite a bit by the Eurozone debt crisis, because the euro and the EMU membership is one of the strongest arguments for membership for the Yes campaign. And the fact that the Eurozone has been going through this crisis has made people question whether our interests are better served by joining the EU and adopt the euro in the long run. But if you ask people whether we should conclude the negotiations and have a referendum on the outcome, at least around half of the population think we should conclude the negotiations and have a referendum, according to the latest poll. In earlier polls, you had even up to 65% that said we should conclude the negotiations and have a referendum. It's only about 1/3 that say we should stop the negotiations. Only 1/3 of those that have been polled that indicate that they think we should stop the negotiations. So I think there's a very strong support among the public for the accession process as such, and people want to see the outcome of the negotiations and the accession treaty. Now, what makes our situation quite special compared to, for example, Lithuania and those that joined the European Union in 2004 is the fact that through the so-called European Economic Area, the EEA agreement, Iceland has been a part of the internal market for now 19 years, and we have been transposing and adopting EU legislation for 19 years. We have been following the developments within the EU for all these years and aligning our legislation to that of the EU. So we are already a part of the internal market in the areas that are outside the EA, and we need to negotiate. It boils down to fisheries, agriculture, regional policy, and the EMU. These are really the few areas that are still outside the EU. Therefore, one of the strong arguments for membership, because we already enjoy the benefits, or most of the benefits of the internal market, is the euro and adopting the euro.
Just returning to the question of the referendum, is it, in your opinion, do you think that Iceland will need to have a referendum on joining the European Union, or you should not have a referendum? Well, how does it look?
Yeah, it is constitutionally not required to have a referendum, but it's clear that politically it is unthinkable not to have a referendum. And the parties that are, the political parties are committed, and the government is committed politically and has committed itself to have a referendum on the accession treaty. So it is the people of Iceland that will have the final say, and I think it's unthinkable in a country like Iceland and like all the Nordics did, and you did in Lithuania, not to have a referendum on the accession treaty.